Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Millicent Nwaka. On the program today, Nigerian Army asks residents of Yobe to be vigilant to preserve the peace that has returned to the state. Kaduna State Government's Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation review performance of healthcare delivery partnership. And Enugu State Government tasks civil servants to contribute to good governance in the state. And we begin in Abuja, where President Muhammadu Buhari has left Nigeria for the United Kingdom on leave. The president had earlier written to the Senate to notify them of his intention to proceed and leave between January the 23rd and February the 6th. In the letter, read by the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, will act as President during the period. A statement from his spokesman, Femi Adesina, says this leave is part of his annual vacation, during which the President will undergo routine medical checkups. This is the third time the President will be going on leave since he assumed office. In February 2016, he was away for 5 days, and in June of the same year, he was away for 10 days. Meanwhile, a delegation from the presidency have visited Borno State to meet with Governor Kashim Shettima. The team, which included security chief, also visited hospitals to see the victims of the accidental bomb attack. The delegation, led by the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Abba Kyari, asked the military to ensure that such an incident does not happen again.
President Muhammadu Buhari's Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari, leads a special delegation to Borno State, northeast Nigeria. Their first stop is the Borno State Government House, where Mr. Kyari told Governor Kashim Shettima that the president is saddened by the mishap coming at this stage of the post-insurgency war.
But this kind of mishap occurs occasionally during periods of conflict, especially with insurgents like Boko Haram, who habitually and in a cowardly fashion try to hide among innocent civilians in order to cause maximum destruction and casualties among ordinary people.
54 injured persons, including aid workers, children and soldiers, have already been evacuated to health centers in Maiduguri, the state capital. Governor Shettima is grateful for the swift response to the disaster.
It's quite gratifying that nobody made efforts to hide anything. Nobody made efforts to sweep things under the carpet. We have to commend the Nigerian armed forces for the forthrightness displayed in coming out and telling the world what happened.
The federal government delegation has also been talking to the United Nations Center for Humanitarian Affairs. Representatives of the government are seeking answers to the circumstances surrounding the accidental bombing and the problem of insurgency.
I would be very interested to understand reasons behind all of this, but I think that it's very clear for us that the important thing for us is that hopefully the insurgency comes to an end.
Community leaders are assured of an investigation into the incident.
The military authority to offer medical assistance to the victims, and similarly I have also ordered for a detailed investigation with a view of making these ugly incidents not happen again.
Evacuated staff of the ICRC are not allowed to speak with journalists, but a government house statement says that more people are being evacuated, with 4 helicopters provided by the United Nations and the Nigerian Air Force.
And the Nigerian Army is asking the people and government of Yobe State to be extra vigilant to preserve the peace that has returned to the state. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, in a letter to the State Governor Ibrahim Gaidam, appreciates his immense contributions in the fight against Boko Haram. The Chief of Logistics, Army Headquarters, Major General Pat Akim, says the public should help the military fish out dislodged insurgents, some of whom may have returned to the communities.
Having succeeded in clearing Camp Zero, it calls for caution. We want to solicit His Excellency to help in enlightening the populace, because the fleeing Boko Haram terrorists have devised a new means of knocking at doors. And I know the state is a friendly state, but it calls for caution. If people visit us at odd hours, we should be conscious of how we receive strangers so that we don't fall victim. Because the fleeing Boko Haram capitalize on the vulnerability and the innocence of the civil populace.
The war against insurgency, though very successful, is being carried out at great cost in terms of loss of life and limbs of officers and men of the Nigerian Army and other security operatives. On our part, I wish to assure the District General Officer Commanding, members of his enterprise, and indeed all the security agencies in the state of our resolute and continuous support, cooperation and assistance to achieve the desired objective of achieving crime-free state and completely bring to an end the activities of the Boko Haram insurgents.
Staying with the army, 6 suspects have been arrested in connection with the murder of the commandant of Command Secondary School, Ibadan. The suspects were arrested by officers of the 2 Division of the Nigeria Army, Ibadan, and handed over to the police for further prosecution. The Deputy Director of Public Relations, 2 Division, Colonel Timothy Antiga, ruled out the names of the suspects who were picked up.
We have in our custody 6 individuals who we have reasons to believe played varying roles in the killing of the late senior officer. These individuals are Solomon Agada Emmanuel, 20 years old, Bibisue Kenda, also known as Efrebo, 27 years old, Taiwo Adeyi, 34 years, Ewere Andrew, 25 years, Ephraim Obi, 38 years, and Uzobata Onusa Uze, also known as Kaka, 28 years. Furthermore, on the day the listening officer was killed, it was reported that his cell phone was stolen. Gentlemen, that phone, a Samsung X4, was found in the possession of the first suspect.
Into Niger State, where the governor, Abubakar Bello, is calling for an end to the persistent clashes between herdsmen and farmers in various communities of the state. Governor Bello handed down the warning at Sabon Daga in Boso local government of the state, where the clash between the Gbagi people and herdsmen led to 2 deaths and left houses and properties destroyed. He insists that such acts will no longer be tolerated under his administration.
It is unfortunate that people are taking laws into their hands, and these communities in the last 2 days have seen hell out of rumor and speculation. I came here myself because the genesis of the whole problem started when I believe Fulani herdsmen and their cattle destroyed some yam heaps, and I wanted to see for myself. Unfortunately, I have not seen any yam that was destroyed. However, I've been informed that it's been evacuated. Then, notwithstanding, I made it clear that 1 heap, 10, 100,000 heaps of yams is not equivalent to a human being's life, because you can always plant yam again, but you cannot bring someone after you murder him. So it's simple. You can see the number of villages and settlements that have been burnt down. I understand a lot of yams have been destroyed. Government on its part will support those that have lost their properties. But for those that took laws into their hands to commit murder, I've given directives that they should be looked for and will be charged for murder.